今天是2025年10月15号，然后中国想吸引外国青年科技人才，民众不买账。那这件事要从中国政府推出的一个 K 字签证聊起。K 字签证呢，旨在吸引海外年轻科技人才，加强科研实力与国际竞争力。然而，该举措在国内引起了强烈的反弹。大量网民指责政府引狼入室，认为在青年失业率创新高的背景下，此举是外国人来抢中国人的饭碗，并批评政府崇洋媚外。此外，部分网红煽动民族主义甚至排外主义，尤其对印度人出现了种族主义的评论。反对声浪之大，迫使人民日报然后胡锡进出面辩论，称就是这种批评为奇谈怪论，强调此签证不是移民。分析指出的话，就是政策的争议反映了中国的就业压力与社会的焦虑，传统行业萎缩，高端制造与 AI 人才紧缺口仍达数千万。那专家认为，若能提高签证透明度，有助于缓解的民意反弹。总体看来说，该事件是暴露了中国在吸引人才与安抚国内民情之间的一个结构性矛盾，既希望全球化，又受民族主义情绪的掣肘。China wants foreign scientists, the public says no since when the Chinese government announced a new visa to attract young science and technology talent, it advised the move as another step towards becoming the leader scientific power, one to which people from around the globe would flock. To many in China, it was a gross mistake. In the years before and since October 1, when the visa was supposed to come into effect, commenters have accused the government of inviting foreigners to steal jobs from Chinese people at a time when young people are finding it harder than ever to land work. They have suggested that foreigners are being blindly worship, a long-standing national sore point. Prominent influencers have also stoked nationalism or xenophobia, claiming that China will overrun by outsiders. After Henry Huiyao Wang, the president of Center for China and Globalization, a research group in Beijing, praised the new visa, people on social media called him a race traitor, and their posts were shared thousands of times. Platforms have been especially flooded by racist comments around Indians, after Indian news outlets reported on the Chinese visa as a possible alternative to the highly popular H-1B visa in the United States, which now comes with a 100,000 feet. The backlash grew so fierce that the Chinese Communist Party's officials mouthpiece People's Daily published an additional calling criticism of the visa outlandish and accusing opponents of misleading the public. Hu Xijin, the former editor-in-chief in Global Times, a nationalist tabloid, defended the policy, saying in a video that he saw fewer foreigners in China than in Japan or South Korea. To be honest, it's not that there are too many foreigners coming to China right now, he said, but rather that there are enough. The public outcry suggests that China may still struggle to attract the world's biggest and brightest scientists, even as the United States has cut research funding and pushed many prominent scholars to consider leaving. Anti-foreign sentiment has grown in China in recent years as the government has warned of hostile overseas powers and urged people to report potential spies. China has historically has scale levels of inbound immigration, and many cultures and legal barriers remain for foreigners seeking to remain long-term. When the government proposed slightly loosening permanent residency requirements for foreigners in 2020, it eventually retreated in the face of a similar backlash. China granted fewer than 5,000 permanent residence cards between 2004 and 2014, according to the People's Daily. Even in defending the policy, the People's Daily additionally assured readers that the visa would make it easier for young scientists to come to China, but that cannot be equated with immigration. It is unclear whether the visa would even grant the right to work, as opposed to simply allowing people to conduct business and educational exchanges. The state media said after the visa was announced. Eligibility details have not yet been released, even though the launch date has passed. Officials have said only the applicants would need to have obtained a bachelor's degree in science, technology, math, and engineering from a top university. The difficult job market for young people has been a potential flashpoint for years as China grapples with slowing growth. China's leader Xi Jinping has said that ensuring employment is key to preventing social unrest. The latest job figures released in August show young unemployment at a new high. Among people from every walk of life, educational background, and age group I have met, everyone says work is hard to find. A popular manga author who used the pen name 分析生类 wrote on social media, given the talent pool in China, I don't believe that there's any positions in any field that must be filled with a foreigner. Commenters also attack the requirement that application needs only a bachelor degree. Many young Chinese say that they need advanced degree to find jobs because of stiff competition. In reality, foreigners who enter on K visas may not directly be competing with most of unemployed young Chinese. That is in part because of mismatch between supply and demand in China's job market. Many recent graduates are struggling to find jobs because the sector that has historically employed most of them, such as real estate or education, are suffering. But in fields such as advanced manufacturing or artificial intelligence, China needs tens of millions more qualified candidates than it has, according to the Ministry of Education. Though China produces the most science and technology graduates in the world by numbers, those graduates make up a smaller proportions of the total workforce than in many Western countries. Dennis Simon, the former executive vice chancellor of Duke Kunshan University, an advocate for more scientific cooperation between the United States and China, said that greater transparency about how the visa will be granted could help ease people's concerns. But he said Beijing was sending a clear signal that it wanted to bring in more foreign expertise. This is part of the long-term reforms needed to attract high-end talent, he said. Thanks for listening. 看这篇报道的话，其实还是比较有，就是怎么说呢，是值得深思的。坦白讲的话，就是说现在就是各个国家的，你看，对于经济的一个保护主义，然后其实哪怕像现在一些很发达的国家，其实包括瑞典也好啊，然后英国也好啊，就是各个地方，还有美国，就是种族主义的一个抬头。那中国的话，其实更是如此，因为在某一些时期的话，我们其实可以看到，就是政府也有点在指导，就是有一点在引导。你看，像全民抓那个汉奸这个行动，就是这种都会导致说，人民的一个保护主义以及种族主义的一种情绪的一个高昂。所以这也就是说，为什么说中国哪怕它在过去十年，就是04到14年只发了5000张的一个永久居民资格，相比一下这个数据，它肯定是特别低。然后文章中其实还没有提到的有一个点，就是说现在随着中国就是生育率的一个下降，那未来就是中国也是步入一个老龄化的一个社会。那么要保持老龄化社会的一个活力和经济的活力，就是社会活力、经济活力的话，那其实这个 K 签证，不管它是就是像当前的话，政府来解释说，我们只想要引进那些非常高级的人才 ，maybe 就是那种PhD 就是博士生啊这一类的，就虽然没有明着说，但是呢，如果要是再把社会的因素加进去，那未来的话，其实你只能去开放自己的国门，让人才让人的涌动，就是它不一定是那种高级或者低级的，就是你劳动力同样也是一种人才需求。所以说，我个人还是倾向说这个签证的口子的一个开是一个试探民意的一个过程，就是而且虽然说民众不买账，但是你看我们什么时候，特别是中国的人民，我们什么时候扛得过政府啊？我们反对的那些事情的话，就是他们人在哪呢？反对的成效如何呢？就是我们能发起怎样的一个质问程序吗？所以呢，就是说民意可能就是也会去试探，但是我觉得我们的政府它还是很铁腕的就说到这吧，祝大家愉快，生活愉快吧。